When it comes to collecting for retro video games, the term hidden gem gets thrown around a lot. You may think to yourself, what even constitutes as a hidden gem? And if you can even still call some of these titles hidden due to the thousands upon thousands of retro gaming channels here on YouTube. But I see a hidden gem as a game that you find really good that others usually don't mention. Or the opposite, they had no idea that it existed at all. With that being said, here are my top 5 NES games that I consider hidden gems.
Number 1.
Kikko Cubicle is a puzzle-style NES game where your objective is to use ice block making powers to turn your enemies into, well, ice blocks. You use the ice blocks in order to connect a bridge to reach the glowing sacks, which are being used to keep your vegetable friends captive. Once all are collected, you beat the level and Kikko is lifted into the air by a balloon and surrounded by his spinning, flying vegetable friends. Because what else would happen in an NES classic?
Number 2.
Here's one that most NES enthusiasts already know about, and that is Kabuki Quantum Fighter, one of the more underrated platformers for the system. Developed by HAL America Incorporated, obviously known now as HAL Laboratories, and the creative minds behind everyone's favorite pink mascot, Kirby. Kabuki Quantum Fighter stars Scott O'Connor, as he has transformed body and mind into Kabuki, taking the form of his great-great-grandfather. When the game first starts off, I can immediately think of Batman for the NES, as the controls, the mechanics, and even sometimes the look and feel all feel the same. But unlike Batman, Scott O'Connor as Kabuki form is able to whip his hair back and forth like he's Willow Smith. Ninja Gaiden-like cutscenes, awesome platform mechanics, and an all-around great game make this a must-have for NES collectors.
Number 3.
Solomon's Key is another puzzle-type game where you control a small wizard named Dana. Dana uses his magic wand to make blocks both appear and disappear. You use these blocks to retrieve the key at every stage. Once the key is retrieved, the door will open, which you will be able to go through in order to get to the next stage. Besides one-hit deaths, time and life are the same in Solomon's Key, so the longer you take, the greater chance at death you have. This being one of the harder puzzle games on the system will leave you scratching your head on just what to do next, as levels progressively get harder and harder. If you love NES puzzle games, Solomon's Key is not only a great challenge, but a must-have for the system.
Number 4.
Kiwi Craze is by far the weirdest platformer on the NES I have ever played, but just because it's weird doesn't mean it's bad. You control Kiwi, a yellow arrow shooting bird who battles toy soldiers, mice, hermit crabs, and crazy boss fights. Your main objective is to get to each birdcage to save your friends. Kiwi Craze has some of the weirdest scenery I've ever seen in a game. I mean, just look at this clown. It's terrifying. Not to mention you're able to fly on random little mouse heads that are basically just baby balloons. Makes sense. Taito known for their extremely expensive NES games. This one's a reasonable price. Even if it is really weird, they still outdid themselves with this one.
Number 5.
Last but not least, we have the top-down shooter Isolated Warrior. You control Earth's last hope, Max Maverick, as he defends off against robotic alien-like creatures at a slow and steady pace. Similar to Kabuki Quantum Fighter, Batman, Ninja Gaiden, Isolated Warrior has cutscenes that are very impressive for the time. Maverick's ability to jump makes this a very unique shooter in its own right, compared to the stereotypical shooter where you're just a plane moving in all directions. Isolated Warrior is the type of NES shooter that stands out. A perfect NES gem in my eyes. When talking about underrated games for the system, a list like this could go on and on and on. I just wanted to share a few games I thought people would enjoy and games that I really enjoy myself. Nonetheless, if you made it this far in the video, I want to thank you very much for watching. Please like, leave a comment, and if you aren't already, subscribe to the channel, as it shows your support to the channel and gives me the courage to keep making videos like this. Once again, thank you, and have a great day.